Eeyore, Kanga, and the Treasure Hunt is the latest playdate with Winnie the Pooh, and this is so sweet. Kanga has set up a treasure hunt for Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore, and she's left them various photos, pictures, where they have to identify the clue, go to the location, get the next clue, and so on. And I have to say, I did this a lot as a child. I would create picture clues to lead somebody to a particular destination within the house, and it's something I had a lot of fun doing, and it really brought me back to my childhood. And to be honest, I've done it a few times as an adult as well because it's just so much fun, and I feel like this would be really encouraging for any young viewers watching it to do something similar. It doesn't have to be somebody like, well, I was going to say a parent like Kanga. I don't know if Kanga is a parent in Playdate with Winnie the Pooh because the ages of the characters it's a little bit different in this series. Personally, I've always thought of Kanga as being an adult character and the rest of being kind of very young. But the point being there is that you don't have to have an adult to create the clues. You can do it yourself with friends, or you can, as I used to do, create the clues and lead the parent, which was always tremendous fun. They use actual pictures, Polaroids, but you can do it like Pictionary and draw it by hand. Because they're exploring the area to find these clues, we do get to see a good amount of space. The backdrops are really beautiful. It's visually really a lot of fun and really entertaining, and Eeyore is very, very sweet. It's kind of nice to have Eeyore, as much as I prefer the classic version of Eeyore, or the classic versions of Eeyore, it is nice to have Eeyore being a lot more positive and less gloomy and being a much more upbeat character. And in fact, with Winnie the Pooh, they work together to keep going. And that's one of the messages here, that if something seems hard and you can't get to the bottom of it, such as with one of these clues, just keep trying, look at it from different angles, don't give up, and you will get there. And that, of course, is always a really lovely message. Yes, for the target audience of preschoolers, but also for fully grown adults like me who are watching this because it's cheesy good fun. And it's always nice to be reminded that you can just persevere and you'll get there. Because sometimes in life, it's easier said than done. But if Eeyore and Pooh Bear can do it, so can we. So some really great messages in this. It can really encourage creativity, such as with whether you're drawing the clues or if you've got a camera, Polaroid camera, taking pictures, and then creating this little treasure hunt. Also, the treasure, I was impressed with what it is. I think if I was looking for it, I wouldn't be impressed, but I like the message. And I guess I'll explain what that is now. So this is the last thing that I have to say. So this is a spoiler for ultimately what happens with the treasure hunt. But I have nothing else to say except that it's adorable and brilliant. So the treasure is actually a hug from Kanga. And I feel like, in honesty, while I love that they're saying that there is value in that physical affection and in spending time with a loved one. I feel like most children, if they were on a treasure hunt and they were expecting to find treasure, whether it's sweets or a little toy or, just something interesting, and their parents said, the prize is a hug from me, I imagine most children would be unhappy. Some children might have a tantrum. I don't know how I would have responded. But I feel like it would have been very anticlimactic if you hype up a child to go on this treasure hunt and at the end they get a hug. Especially if you hug them already a lot. It's not really treasure then, it's just part of your routine. So I love the message, but in practical terms, I don't think it's maybe the best way for this to play out. I'd like to think that every child would receive the hug and think, yes, you're right. A hug from you is real treasure and much better than any material gift. But in reality, let's face it, that's not how it will play out. So it's not very realistic, but I do fully support the message. And if it helps children to start to think about what treasure really is and what is special in life rather than physical objects, then it's doing a good thing. It really is. But nevertheless, I don't think it will play out like that. But personally, I had fun watching it. Beautifully animated. And as I said, it took me straight back to my childhood when I used to do things like this. When I did it, it was never a treasure hunt, just as an FYI. The object at the end was literally anything random. A doll I'd been playing with, a toy of some kind, and the fun was just like hide and seek, basically, but with clues. So that was the fun aspect for me. But if you're going to call it a treasure hunt, which I didn't, I think there needs to be some kind of treasure at the end rather than just a hug, because most children are not going to be able to really think that through and appreciate what the message actually is. Maybe I'm not giving children enough credit. Who knows? Either way, really thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely had a lot of fun with it. Brought back some fond memories. And I definitely recommend it.